This is part 3 of getting my mojo back. Day 3. Actually getting some creativity down on the page. I've used paper dolls, a dog cut out of a magazine, lots and lots of background colours. So if you want to see how I did it, come along with me on the journey. Here we go, starting day 3. I've glued 3 pages together here, so it's still a bit wet and sticky, but it will firm up. The book's in bad condition, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a bit of repair down the middle with some material. It's some that I have in my one box, and this project, once again, all I'm using is one box of creative equipment and bits and pieces that I've received in Happy Mails. So I want to get that used up so that I can start again. And I have got boxes and boxes and boxes of resources. So what I'm going to do is I'm taking a box at a time, sorting out some things that I really like, putting them into a box, and then using those resources to get my creativity going again. So that there will strengthen it, just the same as we did on this page here. Not that one, that one. Hang on, let's find it. There. We put those 2 pages together and made a window. So I'm just putting some material, some fabric material, whatever you want to call it, down here. Putting plenty of white glue on the top of it, and what that will do is it'll firm it up and it'll actually make it into a bit of a hinge so that the book will stay together and the pages won't pull out. I think I'll leave those little dangly bits just because, and as we go along that will stick up. PVA glue tends to be a bit flexible, whereas matte medium tends to set hard. That's why I've used the PVA glue. Okay, let's make a start. I've already managed to drip some glue on this side and here a bit, so I need to put a background on it. I want a background that shows the writing through in places, because this altar book is all about celebrating the actual book, so you can just see little bits of the writing through in places like up here. And also the pages that I've taken out to make the book slimmer, I'm doing some little poems. So let's make a start by using some acrylic spray. Now this acrylic spray is my own made, and it's acrylic paint with water in a spray bottle, and quite a lot of it's been left sitting for quite a long time, so it still works. It's a bit lumpy, but it'll do. I've also got some spray ink, so that is just normal writing ink put into a spray bottle with some water. So that's blue writing ink. We'll bob a bit of that on as well. That's very bright blue. So just to turn this down a little bit, what I'll probably do is just wipe it over with a tissue or a baby wipe, just to turn it down a bit. Or maybe I won't. Maybe I'll leave it. No, I'll leave it. Right, I'll leave that to dry and then see where we're going next. Just putting a few sprays of purple on as well, but I've got a dog walking around clattering down the laminate, so you'll probably hear his footprints. Click clack, click clack. Because this is an old book and the paper is quite absorbent, the ink soaks in quite quickly and dries. So we'll let the purple dry now. So this project is all about getting my creativity back, getting my mojo back, actually doing some art. So here we are. I've got red, blue and purple ink sprayed on my page. My reinforcing's dry, so I'm going to start and do some stenciling and make my background. I'm using some Distress Oxide through a stencil, and maybe this isn't going to work very well. We'll see. I think what I might need to do is use a baby wipe on here to get the colour through. That's just a mess. Maybe I'm not going to do that. So I'm going to use a bit of manky kitchen towel, actually, and just rub that through. It's probably going to make an absolute mess. Yeah. Not very impressed with that on that side either. Oh well, it looks a bit splattery, but it definitely hasn't worked. So we'll just rub it through and leave it splattery. We'll leave it splattery like that. Okay, now I want to put some sort of a wash on here, like a watercolour wash, I think. But part of the trouble is the ink below isn't waterproof ink. So what will happen is the purple will probably blend into the watercolours. Maybe I'll use these. So all of my favourite colours here, pinks, purples, blues. I think get a drop of water and blend them round. I love these crayons because you can actually use them as watercolours, or you can smudge them like pastels, but without them being messy. They're not actually messy and greasy like pastels, but if you just bob a drop of water on them, they become almost watercolours. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put pink on here because it's one of my favourite colours, and probably use a bit of bright green as well, because I always think that pink and green go well together. I've got the purple and the blue in the background and some yellow. So once I've put the pink and the purple on, it'll look almost psychedelic. Oh dear. So tonight I've been out to an auction, an animal auction, and I've just bought myself a couple of little chicks, 3 little chicks actually, and some hatching eggs. I've got some eggs hatching in my incubator, some guinea fowl. So at the moment I've got 10 Keats hatched out, which is another one of my hobbies, and something that I used to hatch a lot of eggs, and it's something that I've got back into because of lockdown. I thought to myself, I used to really enjoy it, so why not start it again? Why not do things that you enjoy? Art's something that I really enjoy, so why not do it? You don't have to be good at it to enjoy it. All that you have to do is want to, and I think that's one thing, you don't have to be good at something to like doing it. And I'm one of these people that all through my life, if I haven't been good at something, I've tended to sort of shy away from it. So sports, I'm absolutely rubbish at sports. So all my life, I've just never done any sort of sports because I can't win. I don't take part. And when I turned 50, I thought to myself, do you know something? It's time to change that attitude of mine. It's time to actually change that that attitude towards sport. So at 50 odd year old, I took up kickboxing. I've always wanted to do a martial art, always. And my 11-year-old son, he does karate. And I watched that and I thought, no, that's not for me. It's too much learning, too much dancing around in pyjamas, shall we say. which is obviously what us kickboxers, we always say that about karate. Karate is a dance in pyjamas. Kickboxing is sheer mindless violence. Well, that's what my husband says. So I decided to take up kickboxing, and at 50 odd year old I went up through the belts. So now I'm actually a brown belt in kickboxing, and you wouldn't even believe how proud I was to grade at that, because you know, it's something that I've actually achieved. I've made a right mess of that. It's something that I've actually achieved in my life, and I've got good at through just putting in effort. And it's something that, as I said before, I've never ever been good at sports, but I just proved to myself that I put the effort in, I put that practice in, and it's something that I can do. So I think that's just about it for the background. Maybe I should put some sort of collage bits on, remembering I don't want to lose that background writing. I really like that. I'm going to find some bits to collage on it, and I'm going to probably put some of those dolls on here, some of the Tim Holtz paper dolls. I need to do something with this middle piece as well, because I'm not happy with this. So I'll have a think about it, and then I'll come back to it. Out of my one box of stuff, junk, whatever you want to call it, ephemera, is that the right word? I've got some pattern pieces here. So this is a skirt pattern, and at one point I put some stamps on it. So I used black ink pad, and I stamped some pictures on it. I've got loads of these pattern pieces in my box, all with stamps on them. It's really weird because you see the butterfly stamps. I love butterflies, I love stamps of butterflies, I love pictures of butterflies, but in real life I'm actually petrified of the things. Butterflies and moths, I'm absolutely petrified of them, ridiculously, because I know that they won't hurt me, but I'm still absolutely petrified of them. That's the dog knocking the table. He's probably going to come and start barking or making silly noises at my other dog, who's laid under the table chewing away on a piece of manky old antler or something like that. So I'm using matte medium for this. The reason why I'm using matte medium is because it seems to work better than PVA glue for sticking these down. And what happens is you get a really good finish. You get like a translucent finish. You can only just see the pattern paper, but I tend to find that the markings on the pattern paper and the stamps show up really well if I use matte medium, much better than the white glue. So just smooth it all out. Sometimes I like to see the ripples that you get in pattern paper, so I like the rippled effect. Other times I like it all to be nice and smooth. One thing that you've got to remember is not to overwork it, because if you overwork it, it rips easily, and that will dry really nice, and it gives a really nice finish. Another thing that I've found with the matte medium is, if you've used gelatos underneath and then put water on them, the matte medium doesn't seem to react with it. Will you two please give up? Don't even start with a squeaky toy now. Can you hear them both? One wants the squeaky toy, the other one wants the chew. And the funny thing is, one's got the squeaky toy, but the other one wants it. The other one's got the chew, but the one with the squeaky toy actually wants the chew. It's ridiculous. They're like siblings, they're like brothers and sisters, the way that they argue, my dogs. And in actual fact then, the pup, who's nearly a year old now, he'll happily lay there and chew away on one chew. His mum will take the chew off him and then lay down with it between her legs, and he won't dare take it off her. So he'll sit there and just like make silly noises, whiny noises, because he doesn't dare take the chew off her, even though he's like nearly twice her size now, which is really quite funny. Right, I've done that. These are the pictures that I'm going to use on here. So I've got a cutout Labrador and a few paper dolls. So I'm going to put him on this side here, about there. Maybe not, maybe he's going to go at this side here. So he's standing here. I'm going to put a poem on this. So I think I'm going to put the poem here, cut out of paper. And then these two are going to go here. The Labrador is going to sit behind them. And then he's going to stand at that side. Maybe he's going to stand in front of the dog, just in front of the dog. Like that. Maybe not. Maybe the dog's going to be in front of him. Like that. Can you hear the chomp, chomp, chomp of the chew while the dog's chewing the chew? It is really quite annoying. But it's like children, husbands, dogs, they're all the same. As soon as I start the video, everybody suddenly needs something. Everybody needs my opinion on something, or they need me to help them with something, which is quite annoying. And as I say, as soon as I press go on the video, the dogs usually start to either argue with each other or chomp on the chews. Right, him on this side, Labrador in the middle, him at the back there, I think. Like that. The dog in between them. Like that. Now, the paper dolls don't stick down very well with matte medium. You have to use a proper sticky glue, a tacky glue, whatever you call it. I call it Yoo-hoo. And what I'm going to do is just bob some of that on the back so that it sticks. It will stick on the damp matte medium. So that's going to go there. I love that little dog. And I noticed tonight with this this boy, he's actually got like a glove on, as though he's got a hunting bird with him. So as though he's going hunting. So he's got a leather gauntlet on for his hawk. So there you go. Stick that down there. And then I will stick him on first behind. And put quite a bit of glue on him. I'm not really bothered if it squeezes out. I'll need to use matte medium for the Labrador and matte medium for this other guy here, because those two aren't the thick card. This glue won't work on them. So he's going to go down first. There he goes. Then the Labrador with matte medium, because the Labrador is going to be just in front of him, we said, didn't we? Like that. Believe me, it will stick. I'll make sure it sticks. He'll stick. The Labrador will stick. The dog's going to growl because, once again, the pup's going round to torment the Spaniel. And then he'll be stuck down with matte medium as well. You two, give up. For goodness sake. It is like having young children again arguing with each other, honestly. It is just like having brother and sister. And I know because my eldest two were really, really good at arguing with each other. There was a year and a day between my eldest two kids, and by my goodness, could those two argue. They could argue with each other day and night, day in, day out, for hours on end. They were the absolute masters of argument. Just need to pop a bit more glue under here. Not too much though. Right. I think in 1 minute I'm going to take the chews off the dogs, and then they won't have anything to argue about. So I'll be back. I've been busy cutting out words. I didn't think that you'd want to see me cutting all these out, so I did them off the camera and now I'm sticking them on. They're all from this very book, so all the words that I've found are all words that are cut out from the pages that I'm not using in the book. I had to narrow the book down a little bit because when you alter books and you stick pages together, you have to take quite a few pages out, or else the book just falls to pieces. It forces itself open. So this poem here is a bit of a strange one. It doesn't even fit with the picture, but I'm alright with that. I just like the words that I've cut out. So, he never stirred from the dream. I think he's dreaming because he's got the little dog there, and he's dreaming along that he's going to go hunting. It is true, however, he allowed himself, so it is true, however, he allowed himself to be what? It is true, however, he allowed himself to be shut up in a box. He did not so much as frown. He's got a bit of a smile, actually. And that's it. And then over this side, I just want to put escorted by the Prince of Fools. Don't know why I want to put that, but I just thought it's quite good, is that. Escorted by the Prince of Fools. These dogs are doing my head in with the chomp, chomp, chomping. I have taken it off them once, but then they found another small piece under his bed, or the idiot pup found a small piece under his bed and started chewing on that. And now he's going under the table, knocking everything around and jiggling the table around every time he walks under it, because his back's too big to walk properly under the table. When I shut the book up, these should push flat. So he never stirred from the dream. It is true, however, he allowed himself to be shut up in a box. He did not so much as frown. And he wouldn't be frowning because he's got his little dog with him. And these two wouldn't be frowning either because they've got their dog with them. There you go. It is finished. Or the arty part's finished. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to doodle on it, mess around, do some doodling, and that's it. Thank you very much for coming along with me for the journey. And this one's a bit of a strange one because it's quite bright, cheerful colours. The others so far have been quite muted and dark. Bye for now.